Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to coverage. This is of course the new event. Everything's gone live. In this video we're going to be talking about crystal cleansing, this new realm event. We're going to be talking about the myths, the mission impossible, how to get a good chunk of crystals, a community-led event. By the way, a major point of this is if you've got crystals, guys, open them up. If you've got a ton of them, open them up. Like, if you've got tens of thousands of crystals that you're not doing anything with, open them up. Why? Because it will make a difference. At the point of recording this video, and before I start the guide off, let's look at some facts. Fact number one, we're currently at the point of recording this video, 18 mil. We need to get to, if anybody has seen, 1 billion crystals. That's a lot of crystals to open. But it is possible. It might seem like a delusional thing to say. It's not possible, but when you break it down, it is. Okay? There are going to be some people that are going to be a bit worried about actually making the amount of crystals that you require. So one thing just quickly before we go from this is your contribution. You'll see the contribution minimums, which are just there on screen. Right at the top, it is 1,000 points. And as it says there, you've got to open a crystal to get a point. This is actually a bit more straightforward and easier than you might think. On a monthly basis, you'll probably accumulate 1,000 crystals and you won't even know it. Just by doing some very easy things. We're going to go over that in this video, but also I will forewarn people that there is more ways you can get crystals. You're not able to just get this method, which you're going to throw up on screen now, but there's also other methods to it. These are going to be some of the methods. First and foremost, these are the areas you can go in order to get 1,000 crystals, or close to it. Solo events. If you go to your 22-hour solo events, which are going to pop up on screen right now, like hero use right here, you'll see in some of the lower milestones, you can get some 5-star signature crystals or whatever. Depending on your progression, you'll see different and varying types of crystals, but there should be some crystals within it on a regular recurring basis. There's also solo shards, which actually form something of a very easy cheat to you getting a large amount of crystals with little to no effort. Yes, I'm sure a lot of people would like their solo crystals spent in a certain way, but you can actually really cheat the system, which we'll talk about in a second. Coming up, there is going to be a opening ceremony. An opening ceremony, you will have crystals within it that you can open. It's not going to be something connected to the actual event to a degree, but there will be stuff there that you'll be like, well, I open crystals, that can get me points. That's how that works. There's going to be at least 360 crystals you can get from 4-hour crystals over a month basis, collecting 3 times per day. And that's going to be an easy thing with little to no effort picking it up. Also your dailies, 30 over a month. Super Daily isn't back at the moment. And actually, that's a good thing it's not back. Why? Because you get more 4-hour 3 crystals. You also get more daily crystals. So that helps out towards your total as well. It's a very rare thing that you're wishing something not to be back. But there you go. Even from a web store perspective, you can pick up daily crystals and legends crystals on a weekly basis, which again helps out massively to the cause of you opening up crystals, say over a 30-day period. Of course, it's not, I'm not saying there is going to, how many days actually are there in September? There is 30. That was a good kind of guess, but the event running time is like, we're just going to go over an average of 30 days rather than going in semantics and specifics of the matter, because how long does this realm event last? It lasts for 35 days. So it's 35 days, whatever, 30 days. We're just using it as an average for this. The stores. There's also something in the store at the moment in Glory Store, Trader Store, and Trader's Outpost, which you can see on screen. You can also see the extent of time that you require for these special kind of Banquet crystally doodahs. Yeah, there we go. The greater Banquet crystal tokens, which you spend and grab. I need to double check some of this because there's some things I need to double check theories of kind of like how you get them. Oh, there we go. No, that's actually clarified it. It's right there. That's important for another video and another thing. There's also a Banquet bundle ticket as well, which we'll talk about these things another time. But your Mysterium can be spent for things when it comes to crystals. There's within different bundles a volume of either 5-star signature stones depending on progression, lower stuff, and again that can help you out to your cause of grabbing crystals and opening them up. All of that in mind will take you to a theoretical, and to be honest, you probably get more than this, 973 crystals over the course of the month. Now, if you're looking in your crystal store at the moment and say you've got some, which I do, but I'm saving them up for a opening before I go on a week's holiday, I've got 2,248 plus the 73 there, plus the 18 there. It gives me about 2,300 crystals to spend, and I will be opening them. By the way, I'm clearing out my stash by the end of the month. That is to help the cause. The cause is the most important thing. Rally together as a community. But I'm sure a lot of people will be asking the question as to will it actually make a difference? It will. We'll talk about that in a second. But one of the main things is cheating the system. How do you cheat the system, Rich? What the hell are you talking about? Solo crystal. Here, the exchange rate is 1,000. I'm assuming this is for all progressions right here. 1,000 cost. So, the more solo shards you get, yes, you're probably not getting the best stuff, and you probably want some other things like, the ISO crystal, and that's, again, down to personal choice. But if you're willing to sacrifice a lot of your solo shards as a community, you'll find that you'll be able to pick up a higher volume, some of the highest volumes of exchange rate, to crystal return and help out the cause. That's 89 crystals right there. If you get 200,000 solo shards, guess what? That's 200 crystals. Again, same thing. If you're sitting on now going like, well, I've got a mil solo crystals right here. Well, guess what? That is going to be 1,000 crystals added to the cause. So there's ways that you can help out your fellow community member by going and doing these things and kind of just going and spending all your solo shards. It's up to you though, but I'm not forcing you. I'm just kind of saying, here's an option. Like what we do with the channel is we provide options to the player base as to what you want to do, how you want to do it. And if you've got your own plan in mind, hey, go for it. But these are some options, especially looking at stuff like, well, hang on a minute, I like gold. God, all the Austin Powers references are coming out. In the Glory Store, you can go down to the uncollected gold crystal or gold crystals if there are any there and go and grab them. There's about 50 a week over the course of the month. Well, you can get about 50 a week based on going 10 times 5 and then reset on a weekly basis. And say you do it for 4 weeks. Which I think that's correct. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it's about 4, maybe even 5 weeks you could do this. Maybe there's even more available. But that again pushes you up to going, oh, that's 200 more crystals into the pot. So again, think about it. And again, not saying you have to do it. It's again an option if you want to get up to that 1,000 crystal mark as quickly as possible. So what else, Rich? Well, important, as we said, the information of hitting that 1 billion mark. How are you going to do it? As a community, how are we going to hit 1 billion? Well, there are people out there that are sitting on a large amount of crystal reserves that could be helpful for it. And it actually breaks down quite nicely if you look at the sums. So I did some quick sums for this one, which you can see on screen right now. It's going to look a bit messy, but I had to kind of like quickly kind of go back to say, how do we break this down? If there's 300,000 active players right now, I should really kind of enlarge this because it's otherwise going to look quite microscopic for people. If there are 300,000 players right now active in game and they open 3,000 crystals each, which could be possible, we're going to talk about why in a minute, that equals to 900 million. So if we then put it down to a more of a logical thing, on average, if every player is able to put in 4,000 crystal points, so opening at 4,000 crystals, over 250,000 players active in the player base at the moment, that is the 1 billion mark we can hit. Again, people will say, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit that particular 4,000 mark. Well, there's going to be people out there that have, was it Kabam Crash? There's like 10,000 crystals. He probably saved that knowing this event was coming. So shout out to Kabam Crash. There's also going to be other players that have a huge amount of reserves of crystals. Get them open. Help out the player base. Cover everybody. Not everybody's going to be able to open up 1,000 to, I don't know, 4,000 or even up to 6,000 crystals, but it's all about every little helps. And the final thing is that where I've explained and showcased in the guide will be available in the next few hours. I'm working on some stuff at the moment, so do bear with me. There's a lot of info to go over. There are other places, okay? You can go Battlegrounds, go up your tier lists, go up the ranking progressions and find that you're grabbing some crystals. Doing different things like the arena, saga incursions in general. Going to different places will yield different things. Side quest, event quest, other events that are going to be popping up, and there will be events popping up tomorrow. So new events. There's going to be stuff out the back of Act 9.1. There's going to be maybe a spending event dropping tomorrow. There's a lot of things that are still yet to drop, which will probably yield anything between 200 to 500 extra crystals for players. So I think it is possible. It just needs everyone in this community to pull together, and let's see what happens. We're up to 21 mil whilst recording this video. Let's see what happens in the future. Thanks very much for watching this video. What are your thoughts on the matters? Put it in the comment section, and check out the guide, which will be out later today alongside the How the Side Quest Works guide. Thanks for watching. Check out some other content. I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.